Hey YouTubers, how we doing? Just got back from a few days of R&R and had a car waiting for me on a right before I left. It got dropped off from a tow truck with a burned up water pump and timing belt, so that got put back together this afternoon and swapping cars around. The bus has gotten a little further along. I kind of forget where I even leave off on the videos. I don't even remember anymore what I did or didn't have in it. Anyway, we go look at it for a minute. The front windows are in, front seals are painted. Kind of see, come out pretty good. I was trying to figure out what these marks were. Right here and here. No. Then I put the wiper arms on. I said, oh, that's what those marks are from. So, popped an antenna in it. And part of that spaghetti I was showing last time was the seals on the doors. So I painted and installed them. They look pretty good. It's you know, the best part about using the same seals over is that I got a headlight on it, so you see the light going on. Is that they're actually kind of pre-formed to the opening, so they go in pretty well. And there really was nothing wrong with them. They're all still soft and pliable. They just, you know, got all goobered over from the overspray. As you see, I repainted them black now. They look pretty good. On the top. Hanging up here a little. Yeah, it's gonna need some glue. But for the most part, they're in there. It's airtight. I went around a dollar bill, you know, kind of tugged on it all over the place, and they seem to have some good tension on them. I put the GL bars in. I'm missing the back section. I thought I had the back that goes across, but these guys are in. So I wanted to kind of take a quick look at this car and see what we had underneath it. And while I had everything out of the garage, I popped her up on the lift. So this is really what the video is about. This 52 MG kit car, but it was from our factory. Uses Volkswagen engine, but not much of the underpinnings. So here she is up on the air. And we'll go take a look. Put the light on the camera too. There we go. It's made out of like all 1.5 inch thick tubing. Let me shut my light off, you don't need it. And it's all pretty stout stuff. It's real thick. And then of course all the top is fiberglass. But they made their own suspension under it. It doesn't even use the Beetle tube or nothing. You know, just that the trans in the rear and the you know, the CV joints brakes. But you know, all this is handmade. And they got like a leaf spring pack here. Is the suspension, so when the tire goes back up, it just kind of bounces off on these rubber cushions. I thought this was broke, but that's actually the way it is. You know, once there's a load on it, it just kind of floats on that. The tranny looks new for some reason. It's real clean. And I didn't notice any problems with it shifting. The motor has what's called blow-by. I think I talked about it when I was bringing it home. Blow-by is the compression chamber leaking between the cylinder and the head. And if you look right there, you can actually see where all that wetness is right there. That's actually the, this is the end of the cylinder head, and this is the cylinder coming up to it. Right in between there is where the compression is leaking right out. There's no gasket there, just steel against aluminum. So the fix for that, which I'm gonna go try, is to pop the valve covers off. And there's a rocker assembly under there. Take 2 bolts to take that rocker assembly off, and then you can get the 4 of the head bolts. You retorque those head bolts. Sometimes they'll pull out. If that's the case, they have an oversized one that you can put in there, and that's what caused your problem. But that's what kind of needs to be done on this. See if we can get the compression up. Generally, when they start leaking, they kind of stay. You'll get them better, but unless you caught it early, it is already done some burning of the surfaces there, and it's just going to continue the leak. But even having said that, you can run it for quite a long time. You know, this isn't a car that you can be going back and forth to work with. You're going to be taking it out on Sunday, so I mean, you could run for another, you know, 10,000, 15,000 miles like that. You see some leak on that one too. Those push rod tubes are an aftermarket. They're not what the factory would have came from. They're a spring-loaded jobber, where the other ones are just that compression fitting in between the cylinder head and the block. It's actually got the heater boxes hooked up too. And there's two things that pop out underneath the back seat. So the car actually does set up with heat. You can see they made their whole own frame. It's going to show up. It's all adjustable. It kind of runs it there. Camera's kind of picking it up like it's really rusty, but it's not. It's got a lot of surface rust on it. Everything's nice and solid. For our area anyway. If they would have sprayed something on that, it would have been even much better. It's got like a skid plate in the middle going down the center. You can see. But the one plate that I knew was bad, there's a skin under the front. And the skin is rotted out. But that's all it is. It's just tin from underneath it. The frame itself is all fine. Looks like it was all handmade for this car too. It's got upper A-arms are got heim joints on them. Again, grease wouldn't hurt anything. I gotta do something with those shocks because it sits so low. I might go with this is a set of ATV shocks I had in the back. Just something I had laying around. But that's pretty much all they are. It's these guys, you know. The ones that are in there are just a little bit heavier, but these are a little bit longer. I'm not gonna use those, but I will go with something like that setup to kind of beat them up. They're really sagging. And the car's got a bunch of weight in the front. This thing right here is a solid block of weight. There's another solid block of weight here, and then up on top, I think there's two more you can see. And I'm gonna say they're at least 50 pounds a piece. So they got 200 pounds hanging on the nose of this car just to give it some weight in the front, because it would handle like crap. I even asked, I go, does it, ride like shit? Like, you get over like 50? Every kit car I've ever been in, bug-wise, even dune buggies, they get squirrely because there's just no weight in the front end. She said no. And that kind of makes sense. They balance the car out pretty good. Just like a litmus test. I flip one glass, the other one falls over. Oh, and I took their duct tape off the bows. The car was all duct taped together. These are duct taped together. As I said, I just loosened up that collar for this bow and pushed it up and made the top just like it should be, the tension correctly. That came out. Took the tape off the seat. See what we had for damage underneath the seat, and that's what it is right there. But you guys remember that that Yamaha big wheel I had got some upholstery for the seat to try and do it, but it was too small of a piece for like a whopping 60 cents. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a strip, kind of go over the center here and up the center there. And I'm going to try maybe using that iron-on two-sided tape to use for making whatever. But that's what I'm going to try. I'll backfold these so they have a nice lip on it, and then I'll put the two-sided tape on it, iron that onto these guys, and kind of patch in that center. Clean it up. There's some wood in the front. The wood's kind of punky. You can tell I do these videos just off the top of my head. I don't set them up for nothing. I should. Probably save a few minutes. I just grab the camera and start talking. One take, you get what you see, It has this piece of wood underneath it, like, I guess the floor of the trunk. Yeah, but it's all. I mean, for what it is, you think you could have used something better than a particle board. But then again, maybe in 1986, that's what they thought was the balls, Kind of mushy over time has made a curve. So I'm gonna make a new one of plywood out of that. I'll just use that as my pattern. But that's the floor and that's the front piece. Let me knock it down a little. I like the way the frame's made. It's actually it's built a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I can say that it's probably the nicest setup of a kit car I've seen. No wonder why it was so expensive. I think I showed, and I think it was like $18.50 new for this thing in '86. but they made a fuel cell for it. It's kind of what I use this for there. It's got a rack pinion front end. Looks like a, oh yeah, here's a, get my hammer out of the camera. There's a tag down here. I made like a plate, says London Motoring Corporation, Michigan Avenue, something Michigan, and just gives a model, LSR 5000 style, and I can't read what the style says. I think there's a VIN right here. I can't see it from where my vantage point is. But like I said, horns under there, and basically it's just all the the backside of all the fiberglass. Here's some more of those weights I was talking about. These guys, like stacked weights. Even with those on there, so there's probably 200 pounds right there. The car only weighs in at 1350. So without that, the car's like the weight of a Goldwing. Wooden plate for the steering column. I mean, it's built pretty well. It is, you can see that tin on the bottom where it's blown out. But oh, here's some more weight. Here's where it was. Right down here, right in the center. There's two more stacked. That's where it was. Looks like some bug stuff. They used a bug master cylinder and steering knuckle. The front end, I'm not sure what that front end's out of. I'll be screwed if I break like those lower control arms, upper control arms, either one. You'll be guaranteed that you'll be making those. So that's kind of her, and I don't see anything else, really kind of standing out on me that's beat or anything on it. Just wear and tear. Under the seat, there's like a metal box that the seat is sitting on, and then it's got the battery and some other controls in there. The heat tubes run out under the floor. Speaker, and there's a vent right there. The bottom of these boxes, where they kind of meet the floor, is crunchy, so I'm going to need to take some angle and weld some angle in between here and here. Cut them back with a plasma cutter, probably. I like it. It's grown on me. I want to make it a rat rod. Things are going through my mind of like, what can you turn this little lady into? I don't think so anyway. And I got some ideas on the interior for the van, but I'm gonna have you wait up on those. I think you'll like it. Alright guys, it's getting dark. I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna go in and eat, and then watch Orange County Choppers. And have at her again tomorrow. So I want to get to those cylinder heads and see if they'll take some torque down. Right. Good night, everyone.